Jack Homestead. It is September 2nd. Haven't been in the garden to show you what's going on. So today's the day. I look a little rough. I had a rough morning. Visited my boy's grave today. For you all that follow us, my boy Lou, my chocolate lab, who was 11 years old, he just passed away this past week. It's been extremely rough for me. I haven't gotten much accomplished, but I'm not going to talk any further about it or I'm going to cry again. So into the garden we go. The turkeys want to say hi, but here we go. Okay, so right in the entrance of the garden, we have cucamelons growing. See if you can see them. They are miniature. I don't know if you all can see that. They are miniature cucumbers that look like watermelons. I've been pickling them and everybody likes them like that. Mr. Jack snacks on them. But it looks like they are starting to come to an end. I'm going to turn you guys around. So these are the cucamelons. As you can see, they're starting to get some brown on them. I got a big harvest the other day, but I think I'll have to come in here and do another harvest. Let me step back so you can see. They've climbed the trellis. Not as well as I wanted them to. So next year, I believe I'm going to put them on a different trellis, not right here at the opening of my garden. But look how beautiful my zinnias are. They're still growing, looking gorgeous. I've harvested so many zinnias. I've sold some zinnias. Don't mind, I've been weeding. But I want to show you this basil has went to seed, and I let it because the bees are enjoying it. But that is basil. I have basil, as you can see, growing all along my tomato trellis, but I'll take you down here. Tomatoes are looking pretty good. We've gotten a lot out of them. We are continuing. I did a harvest this morning. Got a lot of tomatoes. But what I wanted to show you over here is all this growing up the fence. This is Malabar spinach. It's the first time we've grown it this year. And the chickens enjoy it on the other side, and we let them eat it. I'm going to be preserving some. Mr. Jack says it tastes good, not as good as regular spinach, but I can store some and we can put it in soups and stews, so I will be doing that. It has pretty little flowers. Let me see if I can find. They look like berries, and then they flower, but they're really cute. So I've enjoyed growing that this year. I'm going to continue to grow that. Let me cut across here and show you. So this is all the basil. I do have a couple of bean plants in here. But the tomatoes are doing well. I came out here, I had to cut a lot. We had a lot of rain not long ago, and a lot of the bottoms of the tomato plants were so diseased. I had to come in and cut them all off, but I've been harvesting a lot of tomatoes. More basil down here. Back there in the corner is a pepper plant. I have some purple basil back there that I did harvest the other day. These are 2 eggplants. I've gotten eggplants off of them, but they have some new flowers, so maybe we'll get some more eggplants. This trellis here is our cantaloupe. And I'll zoom in. You can see the cantaloupe. They have not climbed as far as I thought that they would. That's the highest one right there. But we have a lot of cantaloupes growing, so that's exciting. Our watermelon patch. Get in here and show you this big watermelon. We have quite a few. They're still most of them are kind of small, but these are to show you the varieties. We have two different varieties. See, one is a striped and one is a dark. But there's quite a few of those growing. We have beans down this end, but we have a rabbit problem. And the rabbit is coming in and getting all of my beans. But there's two right there. These are navy beans, dry beans. Here's something exciting that I know we didn't have the last time I did a tour. But we got our first okra. So that's exciting. Cucumbers, I was going to say they're about done. There's a couple that I need to harvest still on this plant, but this here, as you can see, they're just about done. But I have all new cucumbers growing in different spots. I had cucumbers on this side. I did rip them up, so that's good. These are my sweet peppers, and they're doing good. A couple of them are just starting to change colors because they're all still green. These on this trellis is all of my tomatillos. I'm curious to see how they taste. We haven't tried them yet, but these are more sweet peppers down here. Blueberry bushes, you've seen them. Noodle beans on that trellis, which I'm not going to grow anymore. I kind of grew them just for Louie because he liked to snack on them. We eat them fresh, but we don't like them canned, so I probably will not be growing them next year. Parsley, I just harvested so much parsley from there and dried it. I think I'm good on parsley for the year. This is a random tomato plant that recently popped up, so I'm just letting it be. Sunflowers, that one is beautiful, but they're just about done, most of them. New squash plants that I planted are doing phenomenal. I already have some yellow squash in there, so that's exciting. This trellis here, this is funny. I thought that this was all loofah plants, but it's not. It has not only loofahs, which these are the loofahs right here growing, but it also has the cucuzzi squashes, which we grow for our pigs. This one is enormous. So I'm going to take you into, that is the cucuzzi squash trellis, and wait till you see what it's like in there. But again, these are my peppers. Not as tall as I wanted them to be, but I have been getting quite a few peppers out of them. Like down here, if you take a look, there's a lot of peppers on there, but they're not ripe yet. Now let's climb into this jungle. It smells good in here. Ooh. Okay, so I am completely surrounded. And here are the cucuzzis. They are enormous. But, ooh, it's nice and cool in here. As you can see, I am completely surrounded. So I'm going to make my way out of the jungle. These are my shishito peppers that I just collected today. I have quite a few of those. My chocolate mint is doing very well. I harvested that. Now my squash plants, well, before I show you them, my raspberry bushes are growing really nice. Mr. Jack has to come in here and he's going to make a trellis system for me because they're falling over, as you can see. But I'm nervous because of the rabbits. Our rabbit situation is awful, and they will eat these, so I can't take those cages off yet. But anyway, over here, our corn. We got quite, it looks awful. The worst we've ever grown corn. But we just harvested, probably at least a dozen or more. We've already eaten some. We're going to eat some tonight. Not enough for really preserving, but a couple of nights to eat dinner. Squash plants are looking pretty bad, which is why I planted all those new ones. But I was just in here today and was able to harvest from all of these squash plants. So they're still producing, not looking so good. So I'm sure they don't have too much longer to go. But there's still a lot of bees. We do have some powdery mildew growing, but I'm going to give it a little bit longer because they're still producing pretty good, and then we'll deal with it from there. But like that one looks really, really sad, but it still has patty pan on it and acorn squash. Okay, more of the new squash that we have growing back here, looking beautiful. This, well, if you look, there's I see a beautiful flower that's from a sweet potato. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Oh, there's a bee going to it. That's a beautiful sweet potato flower. So anyway, it's a jungle in there, but we have sweet potatoes growing in there, and there's some more potatoes in there, but we did harvest all the potatoes in the back. This is we have some carrots on the other side, and all along here I planted new cucumbers because I didn't think my cucumbers were going to survive, but I have actually been overrun with cucumbers, so I'm not too concerned over them, but they're looking okay. I had all new peas growing in here, and the rabbits ate them completely down, so that was disappointing. But I'll take you into the old part of the garden. So we have ground cherries growing out of control over here. This is all ground cherries. I've been making jam. Mr. Jack loves to come in here and snack. Right here we have dragon tongue beans. This is my hot pepper bed. Look how nice it looks. I've only gotten a couple that are ripe, but there's tons of peppers in there, so I'm excited over that. They just need to ripen up. This here is my butternut squash bed. I don't know if it's still producing. I do see a couple of flowers, but there are a lot of butternut squashes in here. I just have to let them stay so that they ripen, but I'm excited over that because last year the bugs got them and we didn't get any, but we're going to have quite a few this year, so that's nice. On the other side, this was beans that the rabbits ate all in the back. In the front is all of the carrots, and they're eating some of the tops of the carrots. This was our Brussels sprouts. I have harvested almost all of the Brussels sprouts. We haven't eaten them yet, but we did harvest them. The rabbit came in and ate all the tops off of my beets. I'm hoping they're going to survive. There's not a whole lot in there, but this bed, when it is done, I am planting more of my strawberries in this bed, which you can see I am overrun with strawberries. The runners are going everywhere, so I need to get this taken care of soon. So these beets will probably get pulled out soon. Oops, sorry, my finger was in the way. These are, look how beautiful these yellow, they're called, are they called White House Yellow, I believe? Marigolds or something? I don't know, but they're beautiful. These are tomatoes. I've been harvesting off of these tomatoes. The yellow boy, lemon boy ones have been coming in tremendously. There's the strawberries again. And then over here is my beans that the rabbits have eaten. I did get a couple off of there today, but that's about it. Our grapevine, I think we've gotten all the grapes off of the grapevine. It is diseased, so we have a lot of work to do. We're going to cut it all back in the fall and treat the soil, but we did get our first grapes this year, which was exciting. Over here I have my celery, which is doing really good. I've harvested from there. These are cucumbers. This is a pepper plant, a random one. I don't even know which kind. I thought that they were jalapenos, but I don't know. They're looking really long. They might be chilies or cayennes. But yeah, this is got pinto beans in here, but the rabbits have been eating them. And cucumbers. I have harvested so many cucumbers from here, and they're doing really well, and I really like this variety. So I'm gonna let one grow on here so I can collect the seeds from it, because I believe the variety was called Munchers, but I really liked the way they grew, so I will grow that variety again. These were carrots, as you can see. They're getting eaten by the rabbits. I Swiss chard. I just recently, it's actually got some new stuff growing on it, but I just recently harvested from there. My kale is still kicking out. I just recently harvested. There's a cherry tomato plant in the back. In here is the broccoli. Ooh. And it's doing pretty good. It was getting eaten, but I recently sprayed it. So there's 4 broccolis. I don't know whether we'll get anything from there before the frost. So we shall see. And then in here is my cabbage. Let's take a look. We've gotten a lot of cabbage this year, which was exciting. We still have 2 or 3 big heads in the back. And then these 3 small ones here, they were getting eaten, but I sprayed them also. And then this is carrots and another eggplant, which does have flowers, so we might get some eggplant from there. Now over here, this here was where my leeks were. We harvested a bunch of leeks in here, and I froze them up. We're gonna have a leek soup at some point. And then this is a jungle of tomatoes. These were all my leftover tomatoes. I didn't know where to put them, so I put them in here. There are a couple of pepper plants too that I threw in here that were extras, so everything is growing. This here is a jalapeno. You can see the jalapenos there, and I still have a couple of leeks. In the back I have dragon tongue beans. They have flowers but haven't gotten any beans yet, but they will shortly. Hi babies. There's the babies trying to get the shade. This is our asparagus bed. We threw some tomatoes in there too because we had extras. So that basically is my garden. It's dwindling down. I'm still getting a lot of produce from it. The front flower bed, what I'm trying to do is plant like my lettuces, spinach, stuff like that for fall in there. I may plant some beets in there because the rabbits cannot get in there. So I think I'm pretty much done planting in this garden. So as things come in, I evaluate, and if I need to start pulling stuff out, I'll start pulling stuff out and then getting things prepared for next year. Kind of sad that it's you know, coming towards an end. And that fall is coming, but it's still exciting because there's still a lot of fruit coming in and a lot of preserving being done. So that's exciting. And I'm excited for next year already. I have plans of what I do want to grow, what I don't want to grow, what I do need to replant, what varieties I like, what I don't like. As far as tomatoes are concerned, as you can see, there's all my tomato plants over there. My cherry tomatoes have done phenomenal. We had that late freeze in the beginning of spring where I lost a lot of my tomato plants. But again, you know, they came back, and I have a lot of Romas I lost, so I don't have a lot of Romas this year, which I really like for baking or for canning. But I still have quite a bit of tomatoes, and as you can see, most of them are green, so we should end up with a good amount of tomatoes still. Hopefully it doesn't, it's been cool these past 2 nights. I'm really hoping it doesn't get any cooler so that I can get these ripened, but I think we have a heat wave coming this week, so hopefully that will help the peppers and the tomatoes before our first frost comes, which will probably be in about a month. So I hope you enjoyed this quick garden tour. It's coming to an end. Still producing, but it is coming to an end, and I'm in preservation mode. So stay tuned. I will keep you posted and show you as things come and go from the garden. Hey, Kev. Hi, Jim. What? You guys stink so bad. Yeah. What? What? You got treats today. Yes, you did. So these boys have about 1 more month to get fatter. And then over here, I call them the ugly chickens because some of them are half naked. But these are meat birds. They only have about 2 more weeks. I might see if Mr. Jack wants to push back the date because some of them are very small. As you can see, we have a scarecrow up there. That's Susie. So far she's doing pretty good with keeping the hawks away from there, because we did lose one to a hawk a couple weeks ago. Whew, these pigs stink. I don't know if I can sit here much longer. But that's the meat birds. And that's Jimmy. And that's big old Kevin.